What's going on, people in internet land? Kimchi Chris here, and welcome to today's brand new episode of Rock Bliss with Kimchi Chris. And oh boy, do we have something to discuss today. And I want to look at this topic from a different angle than is mostly being presented online right now, because Vince Neil is back. That's right, Vince Neil, the singer from Motley Crue, everyone's favorite meme from a couple years back. He's back performing live, and it's a situation already from the first show on here. But in case you missed out on what's going on with Vince right now, let me give you a little bit of a review. So we all know that Motley Crue was supposed to be on the road at this point, what, a year ago? But then, you know, the whole world fell apart. So the stadium tour got pushed. It got pushed to this year, and then that got pushed to next year. So this thing is going to happen like 3.5 years after its initial announcement, and that's all well and good. But in the meantime, Vince has decided to start playing solo shows again, and the first one of those happened just a couple days ago as of the recording of this video, and yeah, it didn't go well. It didn't go well at all. Now, Vince has become notorious in recent years for his bad vocal performances, his visual appearance, and his overall I don't care aesthetic. But this show took it to a whole nother level. So, of course, there are videos floating around of complete songs. The one of Dr. Feelgood is pretty bad, and the one of Helter Skelter is on a whole new level of cringe as he's reading the lyrics on the stage that he can't remember and just belting out those signature Vince Neil sounds. Whoa, yeah, let me hear you, red hot. But the real finale of the night came from an attempted performance of the song Girls, 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 where the band starts just like normal, Vince is struggling just like normal, and then he just kind of stops a couple lines in, tells the audience that he can't do it anymore, his voice is shot, kind of apologizes, I guess, tells them that he hopes he'll see them next time, and just walks off the stage as the band continues to play the song. Now, the video kind of ends there, so I don't know if they actually finished the song or if they just kind of decided that was it after that chorus that they were in, but that's how the show ended, with the singer on stage admitting he can't sing anymore and walking off the stage. Oh boy, that sure is something for a professional musician to do, but I don't know. I'm sure something like that has happened before from someone at his level, but I'm unaware of it. And I can only imagine how that was if you were there. Now, who knows if you could have actually understood all the words, since he was kind of just doing it in the middle of the song and all. There's kind of a translated version that's been making the rounds on the various news sites. And you can hear that's what he's saying, and he certainly walks off stage, and that was it. That's all she wrote. And I think there are 3 very valid takeaways from this, and we're going to kind of hit them in level of importance. So the first one here is kind of more for Vince and the band, the promoters, things of that nature, and that is, if you end a performance like that, and they did play most of the show, who knows how much they had left. I think this was the 13th or 14th song into the show, so decent length, all things considered. But ending it that way on such a disappointing note, will Vince and the band and everyone get paid? Will that happen? Can fans demand money back? I haven't seen anything about that yet, but I could see someone trying to do something about that. But will they get paid? Who's going to lose money in this situation if somebody loses money at all? You know, so that's something very valid to think about. That's the first one, but not the most concerning by any stretch of the imagination. And the second thing worth looking at is the fact that his band are so professional and so used to not really being able to understand what he's singing anyway, so they just keep going. They just keep going. Again, we're not sure how long they went for, if they actually finished out the song or what, but they probably didn't even know anything was really like up at first. They were just like, oh, well, we don't know what he's saying. That's pretty normal. That's pretty normal for Vince at this point, unfortunately, and they just kind of keep going, and as a result, the chorus to Girls, 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 it sounds perfectly fine because it's all of them, and it's, I think, worth noting that his backing band at this point is basically just Slaughter minus Mark Slaughter. So when you see Vince, you're kind of seeing a downgraded version of the Slaughter band. So that's something cool. That's a good thing to point out, is that they are very professional. They know what's going on. They're used to anything and everything coming out of that microphone, and they just rolled with it. Good job, guys. But the number one thing to take away from this performance is something that I can see some people getting mad at me for having this opinion or even bringing this to light, because we love a good meme, we love a good joke, we love a good musician that was at the top of their game at one point and maybe isn't so much anymore. But the thing that we need to look at here is the fact that something might be wrong with Vince, and I really do mean that, and I'm not sure what. I really don't know what. I'm sure some people would say, well, I know what's wrong with him. He's been drinking too much Natty Light. He's went to 37 buffets an hour before the show and he doesn't exercise. That's true. That's very true. But for him to just kind of give up in the middle of the song and tell the audience that his voice is shot and just walk off stage, that's abnormal. That's abnormal for anybody. And the fact that it seems he did zero prep work before this show, and of course, you know, the stadium tour might have been happening soon. Mind you, I'm sure that they knew that wasn't happening months back even, so he wasn't really doing a lot. But the fact that he did this show that, to my understanding, was somewhat short notice, so props to him and the band getting out there and doing it. But it just seems that there was just no prep at all, between him not knowing the words, being out of shape, being winded, all these things. And why would you do that to yourself? These celebrities, these singers, they are aware of the internet and the way they are presented on the internet. You can look at someone like Axl Rose, or even on a lesser degree as far as fame goes, Vinnie Vincent. These people know how they are presented online. So Vince has to know how he's been presented online for the last, I don't know, 5 or 6 years at least, bare minimum at this point. And he has to know that cell phones exist and people will film and take pictures and all kinds of things. So why would he do this to himself? Why would he do this to himself? I think there's some issues with Vince. I really do, and a lot of people aren't looking at it that way. They aren't taking that approach. They're just saying, look at this fat, drunk guy on stage stumbling through his hits of yesteryear. But I think there might be something really wrong with him. It might be a drinking problem. It might be a drug problem. It might be a food dependency problem. It might be a combination of all of those. His mental health might not be in a good state. So I think having all of this negative press is very detrimental to him as a person, on top of obviously the brand and things like that. But that's been dragged through the mud for a while, and a lot of people have voiced their opinions, not even understanding how Motley Crue was going to have a successful reunion at any point because of Vince. But I just don't think it's the best way to approach this. Now, I know it's the easiest way to approach it because negativity is what draws people in. Similar to if I was on this video here just bashing the guy, and I of course have had some stabs here and there because some of this probably is up to him, but I'm very concerned where his mental health is, because his physical health it's gone. It's somewhere else. Is his mental health okay? Is he good financially? That's not something that really is like our thing either, but why would you take a show so short notice and just absolutely fall apart on stage? I think there's something wrong. I think that's really not what it is. I do think there might be some mental health issues, or who knows, maybe he was abducted by aliens a while ago. Maybe in the mid-90s when he was out of Motley Crue and John Corabi was in there, he was actually abducted by aliens, and then when he came back for the first reunion, it wasn't the same guy, because trust me, it didn't sound like the same guy, it didn't look like the same guy, so maybe it's not the same guy. Maybe it's an alien imposter. I was abducted by aliens, wow, girls. Even though that seems rather plausible, we're again going to deflect to the original thing. I'm concerned about the guy, I really am. And I don't think this is going to bode well for the band either. Who would be excited about going to the stadium tour after seeing these videos? Mind you, there's still some crazy people like me that are holding on to their tickets and are excited because we figure you got 3 bands that'll do a pretty good job. Joan will kill it, Poison will be Poison, and Def Leppard will be great. But Motley Crue is the big mystery. Now, I assume when they go on the road, they're gonna have some let's say vocal enhancements for Vince, be it a straight up lip syncing track or auto-tune live or one of the pedals that changes your voice, as we've seen more and more big musicians using these, so I see no reason that they wouldn't let him use them. But how are the guys in Motley Crue gonna even react to this? Do you really think Nikki is sitting at home seeing these videos and all this press going, yep, that's good. That's good for the tour moving forward. And I don't think they'll fire him from the band and bring John back or bring somebody new in, because we saw how that went last time. But I don't know, it's very concerning. I'm like legitimately a little bit worried about Vince's just everything. Will he make it to the stadium tour? I really hope so. I really hope so. And I really do hope that it happens next year, but it's very concerning, and I don't love the way everyone's reacting. It's more fun to react this way, don't get me wrong, and I'm not mad at anyone that makes a negative video or a negative post about this, because that's your opinion, you have the right to do so. But I just think that we need to look at this from a different approach. Imagine if you were Vince. You know, we don't think about these guys' feelings a whole lot, and I know that I'm the one here that has said some negative things in the past about various people in bands. But as we move forward, we just need to look at these things in a more positive light, and it's gonna be very interesting to see how things progress with Vince. I think he has a couple more shows scheduled Will they happen? Will they get canceled? Your guess is as good as mine, but I guess we will see down the line. And with that being said, that about wraps up this episode. So what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Keep it civil. Keep it civil. You can share your opinion, but keep it civil. And if you are new around here, of course, subscribe, hit that thumbs up, all those things that everyone tells you to do in every YouTube video ever. And guess what? It's June, so happy Pride Month, everyone out there, to all of our people in the Pride community, and of course, all the people like myself that are more allies. It's a good month for you guys, so keep up all the positive energy. And once again, my name is Kimchi Chris. This has been Rock Bliss with Kimchi Chris, and we will see you guys on the next episode.